Nike just made their 3D printed Air Max even better. This is the brand new Nike Air Max 95,000. And if you couldn't tell, it was inspired by the classic Nike Air Max 95. And it seriously feels like it's from the future. That's why they called it the Nike Air Max 95,000. But this isn't the first 3D printed shoe that Nike dropped with Zellerfeld. Last year they dropped the Nike Air Max 1000 inspired by the Nike Air Max 1. And while the 1000 is awesome and looks great, the 95,000 features some new technology that makes it even better. The black parts of the shoe are printed using Zellerfeld Zeller foam, which is their recyclable TPU. And I don't know if it's just because they adjusted the infill or changed the design of the upper or maybe changed something about the TPU material, but this shoe feels so much softer than the Nike Air Max 1000. And what's crazy is that even most of this shoe is printed in the same material, different parts feel different because the infill is different. So the upper is soft and the midsole is kind of stiff. Of course, being based on the Air Max 95, it's got two separate air units, one in the heel and one in the forefoot. It looks like two separate ones, but when you flip it around, you can see it's just one. And actually, they went for the new Air Max 95 Big Bubble in the heel, which is awesome. But the latest part of this shoe is actually that Volt line. It doesn't look like much, but it is one of the craziest parts of the entire shoe. This is Nike's Project Nectar, and it's a 3D printed material that adds a lot of grip to the outsole of the shoe and a second color to the upper. And it really does make this one of the most unique looking 3D printed shoes out there. Compared to the Air Max 1000, which is just printed in one material color, this one comes in two. And it makes details like the Nike swoosh and the Air Max text on the bottom of the shoe really pop. Now I'm sure you're all wondering about the comfort of this shoe, especially if you've never tried on a Zellerfeld pair of 3D printed shoes before. The good news is this shoe is very, very comfortable underfoot, and the upper is very soft and squishy, kind of reminds me of like a foam runner. While the shoe dropped first at ComplexCon through a vending machine and you could win a pair for absolutely free, in fact, that was the only way to get a pair. I did end up buying this pair for like 550 bucks on StockX because I couldn't win a pair in the machine, so I had to buy it from somebody else who won it for free. So shout out to that guy who just made 550 bucks. But the good news is, if you were like me and you missed out, you do have another chance to grab these. They drop on November 28th for a retail price of 250 bucks on the SNKRS app and on Zellerfeld's website. And if you do want a pair of these, they only come in full sizes, so if you're gonna grab a pair and you're a half size, maybe go up to the next full size. But hey, what do you guys think of the Nike Air Max 95,000? Let me know in the comments.